Hey, it's me again. Yesterday we talked about beginning, middles, and ends on a story No David. And we talked about how stories are like a race, where a race has a beginning, on your mark, get set, go, people start running, and then somebody crosses the finish line. Yay. Okay? And if you take one of these out, you don't have much of a race. And you don't have really much of a story either. Okay? So, suppose I tell you a story about me. Okay, so my wife and I, we share cooking dinner, meaning that some days my wife does it and some days I do it. And I always like to try new recipes because I think it's kind of exciting. So I was making this new recipe. It's called Asian snow peas and beef, and it was a pretty easy recipe, but I always get concerned that I'll try these new things and nobody will like them, even me. So I get nervous. So as I'm making it for the first time, I'm like, ooh, I hope they like it. And I'm trying to be very careful and do all the things, all the steps right. And then I serve this food to my family for dinner. And we talk around the table like you do when you have dinner, and we eat and we share and that kind of stuff. And then when it's time to clean up, I look at the table and there is no food to put into containers and put in the refrigerator because my family all ate it up. It was so good, they had seconds and they ate everything up. And when that happens, that makes me feel good because I know I fed my family and they liked it. Okay, that was my story. My story had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now, we could do like we did with No David, and I could say the beginning is Mr. H tries a new recipe. Okay? Mr. H tries a new recipe. That's that's the beginning. Okay. The middle is I cook it and I get nervous and concerned and I try to be careful. Okay? So I cook. Okay, so new recipe. I don't know how to spell recipe. Anyway, new recipe. I cook it. And then the end is my family eats it all up. Okay? My family eats it all up. So that's the beginning, middle, and the end. I can tell the story again, and I can leave one of those parts out, and you are going to know right away because the story is going to be weird. It's going to sound funny. Okay? Let's give it a shot. And let's see if you can figure out what I left out. Okay, so here's another telling of the story, but I forgot a part. I tried a new recipe to cook for my family, and they ate it all up. Can you tell what part I left out? I left out. I said I tried a new recipe, and my family ate it all up. So there's no middle part. I said get on your mark, get set, go, and we went to the finish line. So and it it does not sound like a story. It's it's too quick. It doesn't work. It's funny. All right, let's try another one. Same story, but I'm gonna leave a part out. So I cook and I cook and I cook, and I put it on the table for dinner, and my family eats it all up. Well, my family eats it all up is the end, so we know we have that. And the cooking and being careful and being concerned is the middle, but we have no idea why I'm concerned because I didn't have the beginning to tell you that I was nervous because I was trying a new recipe. So that's the part I left out. I started right here and it was just like, what? Huh? You guys knew the story already, so you already knew about the beginning. But if I had told that story to you without telling you it before, you would have said, what? That doesn't sound right. Okay? Try it one more time. So I tried a new recipe and I was getting really nervous. So I was cooking and I was very, very cautious and I was taking care of things and I cooked and I cooked. What? What am I missing? I'm missing the end. I told you I was trying a new recipe and I was nervous about that. And I told you that I was cooking and I was really concerned and conscientious and I was taking my time to make sure I do it right. And then I don't tell you what happens at the end. This might even be like one of the worst things you can do when you write a story. Because people get into it. They like, oh, you're trying a new recipe, huh? Oh, you were cooking and you were cooking really hard and what? Tell me what happened. So all of these parts need to be in there because if they aren't in there, it's like the story doesn't work. In fact, it's kind of not a story. It's like it's just somebody telling stuff. And what you want to do when you write is you want the person to kind of go into it and want to finish it and get into the story. So if you forget the end, then they're going to feel like, hey, what happened? How come you didn't tell me? And if you don't have the middle, then people are going to say, oh, well, that's nice. That's not much of a story. You're just kind of like telling me stuff. I said, I was nervous about a new recipe and my family ate it all up. Oh, okay, that's good. It's not, it doesn't, it's not right. And then finally, if I just tell you, I cooked and I cooked and I cooked and my family ate it all up. Well, that's kind of like, so what? That's what people do. People cook and then people eat. So why is this special? The beginning tells you why it's special. And that is something that you can use when you write. Remember to put up a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then your writing will be better too. Okay? All right. That's enough for now. See you next week.